Hello, everyone. We are from Group 15 of LAX2003 movie review. We are going to record our group discussion 6. First, we will introduce ourselves. My name is Zhang ChangXu, and my matric number is 195702.
Okay, hi guys, my name is Peng Han with matrix number 204698.
Hi, my name is Haw Shu Yin. My matric number is 204077.
Hi everyone, my name is Lim Loo Teng. My matrix number is 202161.
Hello everyone, my name is Zhang ChangXu. My matric number is 209217.
Hi everyone, my name is Mohammad Hafizman Haqeem bin Muhammad Ariff. My matric number is 196860.
Hi, my name is Anwar.
You go first.
My name is Farihah Binti Muhammad Fauzi. My matric number is 200258.
Hi, my name is Miza Arina Binti Anwar. My matrix number is 200886.
Hi everyone, my name is Jenny Buntanli. My matrix number is 204066. So today we need to discuss about the movie Mulan.
Hi, my name is Ooi Shin Jing and my matrix number is 200986. So I'll pass to Jenny.
Sorry, Shin Jing, just now I interrupt you. So today we need to discuss about the movie Mulan. It is an action genre. Have all of you watched the movie?
Yes, I watched it.
Yeah.
So let me go first, okay? So in my opinion, I would give the movie a 6 out of 10. Although the live action remake was epic with all those battle sequence and stunts, but I feel kind of disappointed that they removed the dragon Mushu, the cricket, and the General Li Shang, because they said they wanted to make the movie more realistic. So that's why they removed all these elements. But I feel curious whether a shape-shifting witch is considered realistic. With all due respect to Gong Li's amazing acting, but I think that witch character is really extra. And also the development of the characters are really bad, except for Mulan, where she did a slightly better job. The Emperor, the General, and the soldier friends have really poor character development, in my opinion, compared to the animated version. And besides that, they also remove all the iconic songs like Reflection. But I really like how they added the background music of the Reflection music without the lyrics, which makes the fighting scenes more epic. So that's the only thing that I'm impressed with the movie. So what do you guys think?
Yes, I agree with you. Actually, I same like what you think say. I quite attract with the Mulan only, and then I feel like the others like a bit boring and then a bit poor characters lah. But overall, this movie is quite good because the storyline is quite good and the plots. So I feel like it is a very nice movie. Although some of the characters is quite not so interesting, but still interest for me to watch because the story is that's about a fairer young woman who is called Mulan, and then she risks everything out of her love for her family and her countries. She becomes a warrior China has ever knows, and then when the China issues that need one man per family to fight and then to protect the countries, Mulan will volunteer herself to protect the countries too. So I feel like this is a good character, and then the action in the movie is quite interesting and let me feel like it's worth for me to watch. So how about you guys?
I agree with you guys, especially on the rating part, where like Loo Teng said she only gave 6 out of 10. I also gave this movie 6 out of 10 because I also felt that the character development could be better, and there were certain characters that I felt like they didn't really contribute to the overall storyline of the movie. So even though the movie is receiving a lot of flack and negative comments that it could be better, I think there were certain aspects that deserve praise. Like for example, I thought that the graphics and cinematography was awesome because the filming of the movie, it took place in New Zealand and China. Like for example, the settlement that in the beginning, the settlement where Mulan lived with her family, was filmed I think in New Zealand. So I really like the scenery around it, and backed by a very large production budget of 200 million US dollars. This makes it one of the most expensive films ever made by a female director. So a particular scene that stood out for me was the colors, like in terms of like the graphics and nice cinematography. A particular scene that stood out for me was the colors of the makeup that was applied on Mulan during the tea ceremony. I thought the colors were very vibrant and attractive, and you could see that the camera used to film that scene was high end, and also the colors really drew me in and brought me into the scene. So yeah, what do you guys think of the movie?
I like this movie because this Mulan this time is definitely Disney's best adaptation of a classic to live action. There are excellent character growth with a solid modern storyline that delivers an amazing and fresh take on the original classic and animated versions. I like the opening scene where she chased a chicken like a crazy, climbing the roof tiles and performing acrobatic moves, only to ensure that the chicken returned to its coop. But sadly, her daring exploits were not well received by her neighbors, but her father was privately proud of her courage. So this scene summarizes the social expectations are expected to act like dainty and polite ladies who must understand their place in a male-dominated society. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I actually support with Hafizman. This movie is actually a quite good movie. And I think there is some important messages that the director tried to convey to us, although there are some, I think some peculiar element had added in this movie, like creating some, I think some not so important character. But actually, I think what this movie actually wish to tell us is about gender inequality in ancient time. For example, during that time, actually, the villagers, you can see that they are not good support with Mulan. Actually, Mulan is good in, I think, it's fighting or the kung fu, and she actually has great interest in this field. But we can see that a mother of Mulan actually advised her father for not continue to teach Mulan about this kung fu. I think because maybe Mulan's mother think that this is not suitable for a girl to do this, and they are keeping with the stereotype that the woman should hold their responsibility as mother or as a wife and not as the fighters in the war. But at last, you can see that Mulan actually break this stereotype. She replaced her father in fighting in the war and managed to beat down the, I think the antagonist, the bad character. So at the end of the story, Mulan actually succeed in breaking the stereotype and bring pride to her family. So actually, I think this movie actually tells us that we should not judge a person by the gender, but based on their ability. If the character has the ability to do that thing, then we should not say no to them just based on their gender. Yeah, that's all for me. Thank you.
I agree with Shin Jing and also Hafiz. I think that this movie inspired me a lot. First of all, is the Mulan's dedication. The scenes when she training as a warrior in the army camp is very motivating. You can see she's just a little girl that is able to fight against the young man with her skills, the kung fu that her father taught her, and also how she is the only one that reached the mountain with 2 pounds of water. This is all about the determination. And I think that the message from Mulan also very empowering. It tells us to go after what we really want and not letting anything hold us back, especially for young girls like us. The most obvious message delivered from Mulan start out as is the girls' power vibes are very strong, and Mulan is just an ordinary girl, and ends up having the entire country bowing down to her. Sometimes the patriarchy can get you down, but a quick rewatch of the Mulan, I think it should help to bring you right back up. What do you think, ChangXu?
Actually, in Mulan, his female leading role is my favorite actress, which is who is Liu Yifei. I really like her, but I really didn't like this movie because it removed the Mushu and so many stuffs in the animation one. But in Asian China, the female girls were married so early, so they cannot like men to like warriors to fight in the war. They can do is stay the backup to stay in the backup to support the men. In this movie, I think women also can do their best to and to be do better than a man.
Yeah, I agree with you. This movie is directed by Disney and started by the Chinese actress Liu Yifei. This movie is very classical movie. I have watched the animated version of Mulan when I was very young. The movie combines a lot of Chinese culture with some Chinese special of beauty and customers. Mulan's interest into the army in her father's place, family presence or grand adventure. Mulan has many advantages such as special effects and acting. But there are also still some shortcomings. Such as they didn't have a very good combination of Chinese culture, but overall, this movie looks and feels good. And that's all. Thank you.
From this movie, I think Mulan is very brave because at the beginning of the movie, we can see that Mulan doesn't have a lot of confidence in her own abilities. So from this movie, we can see the development of Mulan character from not having any confidence at all, because based on the scene, like when she was a child, when she carved the chicken, she thought that her parents and the other people were proud of her. Instead, all the villagers just piece her, and not like her. And the other scene would be when her mother brought her to a matchmaker to wed her to some guy, and then there was a disaster scene happen where she broke the teapot and the glass and all, and the matchmaker told that she's being bring shame and disgrace to her family. And however, she grows more confident as the movie progresses when she found herself uh, at the army, where she's well trained with the other soldiers and finally get to face the enemy and finally won, uh, rescue the emperor and finally succeed. And that was finally she find herself and finally get able to use her chi. So I think that is the most significant.
Yes, I agree with all of you. I think this movie is quite interesting, but there is some part where I feel frustrated. Like the some of the character is not fully developed. Like the Phoenix is actually, I don't know what's it doesn't give the enough of the character to the movie. But on the other hand, it's this movie also give a good lesson, and also there are some part that I feel goosebump, like when the part the commander asked Mulan to lead the team to save the emperor, and there are other part that I feel goosebump also, like when they fighting, and it's good to see that Mulan, a girl who bravely fight for their country, and which firstly at the first everyone see her like just a girl cannot protect their family, disgrace like that, and but at the end of the story she actually the one who saved the country, and everyone is actually um need to be thanks to her. And yeah, I think it's a despite all the weakness, it's also give us a life lesson. Yeah, that's all.
I want to add on to something that Peng Han mentioned, which is the building where Mulan lives. I think although the cinematography was great and it was shot in New Zealand, but I think the history facts were like so wrong, because according to history, the building is called a Tulou, and it is from the southern part of China, and this really contradicts with the tale because Mulan is actually an iconic northern Chinese tale, and I think they should do more research these history facts before they make the movie. And also, I don't like how they suddenly have to include a really awkward love line between Mulan and Hong Hui and leaves us with no explanation about their future relationships in the end. But I do think the movie gave us a lot of moral values and lessons. And for me, my favorite is the quote, be your true self and embrace your true identity. I really love the scene where she finally accepts her true self and where she lets down her hair and wears a red fighting suit and fights to save the emperor. I think that is a really iconic scene and it really touches my heart. What about you guys?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they did overlook the fact, like I'm sure they did a lot of research, but unfortunately they overlooked the fact about the how southern people they live in different settlements as compared to the Chinese people that live in the northern part of China. So having heard many of your reviews, I also agree that the making of this movie was a statement by Disney to that they accept women into society and believe that women also have the capability, just like men, to lead society and be someone powerful and brave. Um, so, like for example, the opening scene mentioned by Hafiz, where Mulan chased the chicken zealously across the rooftops, and eventually, the father also tried in vain to stop her from doing all these stunts. But her bold adventurism also earn approval from her neighbors and her father, who was secretly proud of her bravery. I feel like this also adds to the fact that this movie was about defeating patriarchy in the society and empowering women as well. So
yes, I agree with you. I feel like the character of Mulan is quite good because she is keep proving herself to become a better person and also help to protect her countries too. And then she continues to prove herself as opponents throughout the durations of this movie, both in training and in war. So although she is a girl, but she managed to do it. Yeah. So how about you guys?
I agree with Peng Han and Loo Teng views, but I still think there is some strength in this movie, which it is a very beautiful movie, first of all, and the design of every detail in this movie. But more efforts should be done to improve this movie from the costume to the backdrop. And I think Mulan is definitely one of the prettiest Disney movie made.
okay, it's great hearing from everyone about the movie and what you guys thought about it. So I think it was obvious that it was more than just a movie. It was also a statement to empower and accept women into higher society. So I guess that's it for our LAX discussions, as this is our final LAX video. So thank you guys for coming, and thank you guys for showing your commitment and support to complete this LAX assignments. Thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all.